Hi all, welcome back to our channel UiPath by Sujitha. In our previous videos, we have learned the detailed steps of sending a message, a failure notification to a Teams channel through UiPath by using webhooks in workflows, right? And also we have seen how to make those messages dynamic enough in order to be reused the same throughout our automated process, right? So now would like to share another concept called adaptive cards. Maybe most of you might already use this, or maybe you know this concept, but I would like to share this again because we are going through the scenario where we are passing the failure notifications to a Teams channel from UiPath, right? Let's quickly recap what we have learned in our the past two videos, because quite relative. These three videos are going to fall under the same scenario criteria, right? So we have seen the webhooks and workflows and sending messages or bot failure notifications from UiPath to Teams channel and dynamic messages to Teams, right, in our previous videos. If you have not watched those videos, please I'm sharing those links in the description of this video. Please go through those videos first and then come back to this video, okay, because this is going to be in continuation to those two videos. Of course, I'm giving a quick recap, but it is always suggestible to go through the complete video, try to practice the same and then come back as a next step. Okay, let's move on. Adaptive cards. What is an adaptive card? An adaptive card is a platform independent UI framework created by Microsoft that allows you to send rich, interactive content like notifications, forms, or dashboards into apps such as Microsoft Teams, Outlook, and other services. Got it? Let me explain you. It's a platform independent UI framework, okay, which allows you to send rich and interactive content. It's not just a message, a plain text message, but if you would like to share a dashboard, or if you would like to share some images or some buttons which will redirect you to your next action item or a next step, we can directly make it more interactive, okay? But our main agenda, our main focus is to share the notification on a channel, right? Whether it is a Teams channel or an Outlook or any other Microsoft services or apps. Along with that, we are enhancing it through the UI, okay? So now let me explain this very clearly in detail. What is it exactly? It's a JSON-based format, as you are aware, for designing cards that it can contain text, images, buttons, input fields. Okay. So on a high level, I can say the name indicates it's a card. This is a card which contains a rich UI, which contains maybe images, buttons, etc., and an interactive content like button which can redirect to the next step, input fields to get the data from the user, the team member, okay, something like to approve or decline, or to redirect that notification to some other team, or to instruct a team member to look into this issue. So these many uses or benefits, okay? Clear, right? If this concept is new to you, I request you to make a note of what I'm highlighting here. These cards are rendered natively in the host app, example teams, so they look consistent and interactive. Now you may ask, what's the purpose? Why we use adaptive cards? I already covered this, but let me draft this out. Rich UI, better than plain text message, obviously, and for interactive content. Users can click buttons, submit data, or open links. And cross-platform, works across Microsoft 365 apps and other platforms that support adaptive cards. Now, you can ask me a question. Fine, Sujitha, there's very huge benefit out of these adaptive cards, but where to design this? As you said, it's a platform independent UI framework, but how can I get my adaptive card JSON? Very simple. Microsoft made our work easy. Just go to this link, https adaptivecards.io designer, and you can design your card there, and you can fetch the corresponding JSON. Clear? I got my own card, I designed my own card and retrieved the corresponding JSON to use or to display for this in this video. Now let us see how to implement this. Let us go to themes. So this is what I am telling. See, this is a plain text what we used in our previous video. A plain text message with all the details. Okay, I'll show the difference. Let's go to workflows. This is what we have, right, in our previous workflow. So we used a trigger and we used an action. Trigger is when a Teams webhook request is received. Post a message in a chat or channel is our action. And here we made everything dynamic enough. Okay. So now to make this more attractive, we would like to insert adaptive card in this place. Okay. So for that, we need to recreate this webhook, or maybe the trigger will be the same, because when a Teams webhook request is received on a HTTP post method, this is supposed to be done. So only the action part differs. So either use this delete option and delete this action, or create a new workflow. I'll show it. So let's delete this using this delete option. Now let's keep the trigger as it is. If you are new to this, I'll show you how to do this as well. Let me delete this as well. So now we are supposed to create a trigger when a Teams webhook request is received. This is the trigger. Use this and give who can trigger the workflow, and keep this HTTP post URL because the URL will be generated after save. Okay. Next, the next step should be your action. What is your action? To post a card in channel. Post a card in a chat or channel. Select this. Keep post as bot flow as it is. There could be multiple ways, but I'm keeping the flow bot as it is, and post in where we are posting in a channel. Select this as channel. Now it will prompt you the team and channel to be entered. So let us add the team and channel details here. So I have provided the team and channel detail here. If you have not created any teams or channels, please create a channel in your teams and you can select the same here. It will auto populate here. Now this is where we are supposed to pass our adaptive card. Insert adaptive card JSON here. As I said, use this link, describe your or design your UI, how it should be, the card should be, and get the corresponding JSON. Okay, I got one as such, so I'm pasting the same here. This is my JSON. Okay, now let me save this. So it's saved. See, so the webhook is ready. Where can we get the URL? From the trigger bar. See, it has generated its post URL. Copy this and you can call this from your UiPath code. So wherever you would like to notify the Teams channel about the job's failure or any success, depending on its status, you can pass this adaptive card. You can call this HTTP post URL by passing the adaptive card accordingly, the proper message, okay, and the action item. Now let's go to our code, UiPath Studio. This is what we used earlier, right? We just used a HTTP post method by sending the URL and the corresponding JSON body with all these details. Now we are supposed to pass the adaptive card. Okay, let me show you how to do that. So I have created a separate XAML file. Now calling that post URL using HTTP request activity. Okay, so always the request method should be post and pass your URL here. Okay, and the body type should be text and text content type is JSON. Here is where we are supposed to pass our adaptive card. Okay, what happens if I copy paste the same JSON here? We already learned this in our previous video, right? It is not going to replace what I have given here, okay, but it will always use the same JSON what we have utilized, what we have configured in the action part during the webhook creation in workflows, right? This is what I'm talking about. So whatever been provided here is not going to be replaced with the one what is passed during the HTTP post call, right? Always the same will be repeating. I mean, this is going to be a constant value. So how to make this dynamic we already covered, right? So take this completely and go back to your code, go to your project folder path. I have already created a file, a text file. Paste your code here, the JSON code, save it as JSON. It says something, maybe it may not support, but let us see to what extent it is supportive. Okay, save it. Okay, let's go back to the code. How to read that file now? Let us read that data into a string in order to pass that as a body of this HTTP request. So use read text and select the file. Okay, and give a string variable. What happened? str Save it. Now let's scroll down and give your string variable here. Okay, so this contains the adaptive card JSON. Save it. Now this means we are passing that JSON here. We have not made this dynamic. In order to make this dynamic, we are supposed to play here. Remove this and pass trigger. Let me get this. Let me show you this because it is directly trigger body of card. I hope I have given it correct. Okay, card. Perfect. So simply give this and card resembles your variable here. Let me show that why I have given card. Inside our JSON, let me just show you where it is. I found this. Yeah, this is where it is. So I'm calling this one card. Okay. Now let me execute this. Okay, done. Let me go back to the flow. This is what we were trying for. So this is the adaptive card. So this is different, right? Let's compare. So this is our plain text, what we have executed, tried through our previous video, and this is through adaptive card. This is through a plain text. Okay, so this is more impressive and interactive too. See, this is actually redirecting to your cloud.uipath.com. Okay, you can provide the URL. When you click on this button, it will actually land you to this page. Okay, and you can see some images here and a dashboard here and some message here. You can add, you can keep on adding. Before closing this video, let me share you one more thing. Okay, don't save. Okay, in our JSON, when we copy this from the URL what I have shared, the designer, adaptive card designer, this is a plain one which is not having any card or such attributes. In a more technical way, I can say that this is a raw adaptive card JSON which is not wrapped with any of the things like card or etc. Right? If you see here, there's no such card or something, right? So it's a plain body. Let me minimize this. It's a plain body, right? So in that case, how to pass this, how to call this in the workflow, I'll show that. We are supposed to simply pass this trigger body, that's it. No wrapper card, nothing. Okay, don't get confused. Based on our JSON body, the adaptive card JSON, what we are passing through the HTTP post request, we are supposed to mention here. Okay, it clearly says simple trigger body. Okay, if any wrapper around this JSON, you are supposed to give that wrapper inside this, something like card or adaptive card, etc. Okay, clear. I hope this is helpful for you. Start making fun of these adaptive cards. You can show your creativity here while sending these kind of messages in Teams or Outlook. etc. Okay, make the change, start making the change, start creating such messages in your project too. Okay, I hope this video and this information is very helpful for you, and if you like these videos, maybe please give a like and share your suggestions and in the comments box. Also share these videos with your friends and colleagues. Thanks a lot for your support so far. And by the way, I have shared one poll to understand your views on one of our subscribers' query on UiPath careers. So would like to see a huge response over there in that poll. If you have not yet voted, please go to the community, the channel community, and provide your vote there, provide your opinion there. Thanks a lot. Meet you through our next videos. Bye bye.